Hey Rick, good to see you.
Hey, good morning, Keith. How are you today?
Good. How's the weather there in Sedona?
It's really beautiful. This morning it's about 62. Have the house completely opened. I keep it open till about 10, then button it up, and that usually keeps me from having to put the air on until about 4 when it hits maybe 80 inside, and then I have to click it on and get it down to 78.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Yeah, so the title of this podcast is Inspiration All Around You, but you'll miss it if you're not careful. So I'm just going to tell a little quick story of something that happened this week. So Monday marked Juneteenth. For those who don't know what Juneteenth is, you can totally look it up, on the internet and find out what it is. It's a important time in our country's history and very special to most African Americans. So I won't go into the definition of it now. Give you a little homework to go look it up if you're not familiar with it. But I was at a table, handing out treats to our colleagues at Mayo Clinic when they came into the cafeteria, and there was like a little piece of paper with, the history of Juneteenth, welcoming everyone in. And I was there with my African American colleagues who are people of African descent, and it was well received. The staff were incredible, and the person who I was manning this table with on the Phoenix campus, they had to like me, we had a hard stop at noon, but the post was from noon till from 11 to 1. So we both started 11, left at noon, and there was no one for the table. So about 11:40 or so, one of the senior leaders at Mayo Clinic, I would say probably, third or fourth in terms of rank at Mayo in Arizona, came up to the table. She's an incredible person. She's a medical director. She really saw us from the medical standpoint through COVID, and, with the hospital and all the uncertainty around that. And she's just an incredible person, does a lot of global outreach. You can easily find her in Honduras doing mission work, as well as Haiti. She's incredible. So we're there, and she's got a busy calendar. She's got a new post that she started last year, very, very busy. And, one of my colleagues said, "Hey, listen, I have to leave at noon." And I said, "Me too." So she asked, as we were just kind of chatting away with several people around the table, we were chatting away, and she says, "Well, who's going to man the table?" We said, "No, we were told it's okay to leave everything here, the treats as well as, the literature." And she says, "I'll man the table." And I'm like, "You will?" She's like, "Yes, I'm happy to do it." And so we left. I mean, just incredible servant leader. We left the table and went on with our meetings that we had to go to. And I get a text after it's over and said, I've completed everything and tidied everything up. And that was it, from her, Alyssa Chapatel. Just an amazing. And so my point is that there's inspiration around you if will take the time to see it. But if you are in your mind, you'll completely miss it. Like these little things, these little acts of service, and she's very busy. I mean, her calendar, her to-do list is long, but she made the time. And I just think about that all the time about just there's just wonder, and just speaking about humankind around me at the old studio space that we used to be at. There's this couple, and I'd imagine they're in their, late 70s, early 80s, and they walk by the studio every morning. She's carrying a bag, a trash bag, and he's carrying one of those things that you kind of like collect trash with. And all they do is they go on like I think like a 6 or 7 mile walk every morning, and they collect trash on their route. No like fanfare, not complaining about people not doing their thing for the environment. They just do it. Like there's so much to be inspired by. So when you think of that, Rick, inspirational around you, but you'll miss it if you're not careful. What are some examples that come to your mind most recently?
Appreciation for other people is available if you look for it. If
Mm,
if you put yourself in that mode. I notice for myself when I'm focused on my own judgments, like in traffic or about my to-do list that's not fulfilled, I forget many, many possibilities. I was noticing the other day that when I bought something at Ace Hardware, There was a young cashier who was brand new and was sort of struggling with the keys a little bit and couldn't figure out the right stuff. And despite all of that, she said to me, "I really appreciate your patience here
Mm,
while I'm struggling through this." And I said that, nothing to it. I'm happy to see you're, doing something you like. It's productive and all of that. And we had a nice little chat, which I would have totally, in the old days, said nothing, or would have had the stern face and more or less implied, "Well, keep it up, hurry up, I'm in a hurry." Didn't do that. Just opened
right.
up and treated her as a human being. And I don't want any credit for that. I'm just saying, along with the theme of the show, when you're open to having things appear that allow you to have faith in humanity, faith will come. But if you have a filter that's based on hurrying, a filter that's based on me, a filter that's
Yes.
based on hurry in my to-do list, you miss so many things. And I can't thank you enough for that example. That's a beautiful thing. Can you imagine going through a day, just one day, maybe half a day, and just say, "I'm not going to be focused on any of my goals for this hour, 2 hours, or whatever. I'm just going to see how many people I meet who are kind and how many opportunities I have to be kind, and see how that feels at the end of 1 to 3 hours." It's amazing.
It is. It is, Rick. And this is a beautiful intention, to set that that's how you're going to like go through your day. You got to make room for an hour for that. And the benefit of that to your day is, I don't think you can quantify it about how much it will make you feel. Anytime you can let go of your personal self and just be with the wonder that's around you, that's just a good thing. It's a good.
Yeah, there's a Zen quote that's right on point. It says, the practice of Zen itself is basically to get you to forget about the self.
I love that. Well, Rick, thank you for a great show.
Thanks, Keith. I appreciate your example, and thanks for including me.
Absolutely.